What's going on, ladies and Larrys? We must echo down here at the Yahoola Creek Park, doing a collaboration live stream with Aron from Gold Is Where You Find It. I'll leave a link in my description on his channel as well. But we're going to team up today. We're going to hopefully get a lot of material cleaned up, maybe a lot of gold. I got a lot. We brought equipment. I got plenty of buckets. I got the mini monster with the power box here. We're going to use, we can't use any sluice or high banker in the creek. So what we're going to do is we're going to take buckets and pan it back, classify it down, pan it back, and fill buckets full of panned back material, and then take that and we're going to run a recirculating out of the creek and do it that way. But yeah, we're down here a little early in the morning, a little chilly. We're gonna get down here, start shoveling, put some work in. But yeah, it's gonna be a good day. All right, catch you in a few, get set up. Crazy train. Crazy train. Yeah.
Watch out! Golly. Watch out.
She don't give a
You're
shit.
acting like a Malinois or something.
Hey. She's a honey badger. Crazy train. Here's what I do. I throw something and then dump the tailings real fast. That record blows the nugget, that's what it is.
Rocking and rolling. All right. That's pretty smart. He lost his phone one time. I had to find that for him. Yeah. I did. Shot over here another day too. Shot what? He's a bird shot in the tree. Just one.
We're just going to collect everything. We'll clean it up at the end. Echo, come. Echo, come. Here.
If this pan's good, I'm going to stick around here. Otherwise, I'm going to go see if that's the nugget drop down over there. But today, we're going to be filling up buckets and classifying into a bucket and then panning. So we're going to try to get as much black sand as we can by the end of the stream here so we can have a nice cleanup. I do 10 pans. We go do a little cleanup.
Yeah, we'll do as much as we want to do, and then when we want to take a break, we'll clean up.
There you go.
That's the way to roll that. All right, gang. We'll run out this, we're just going to pan it back real quick. Battery died in the GoPro on the way over there, but that's all right. Just going to pan everything back. And we'll run it through the cleanup sluice. Yeah, some micro in there. Probably some bigger pieces too.
Although we're not really doing damage at all, if we leave a little divot out there in the creek, the next time it rains, it's filled in. So, all right, this is exactly what you're going to be getting in the same exact
go
place.
through them coffee grinder blades too.
Yeah, Quest has been here.
That quartz is hard.
I went through like 3 of them.
It destroys them fast, huh?
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, coffee grinders work, but as long as you
Get it really hot and throw it in some vinegar.
you get like one use out of it and then it's toast.
No, I don't use it. I use your crusher you gave me.
A hand crusher, yeah.
But I take my big quartz chunks.
Yeah.
I'll superheat them with mat gas. Get them like, get the sulfates and all that. And then I'll throw it in vinegar.
And it just
Yeah, and it fractures it. Vinegar actually makes it crumble.
makes it way easier to crush.
Yeah.
Cool.
If I had a kiln or an old forge, hand crank forge or something, that would be about key.
So you checked a few of your pans, but you didn't really.
Yeah, after I check a few and then I just run it.
So you could have a nugget in here and not know it yet.
Right, not know it.
So man, I'm gonna be so jealous if you get a nugget.
Because remember, it's about efficiency. Because if you're spending a lot of time digging and panning and things like that versus processing material,
Exactly.
you can have as much equipment as you want, but it's what you have in the tank and how much shed you got left before it burns down before you just call it quits. Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people can sit at home and say, well, I could be out there for 10 days straight. No, you're not. You're going to be out here for a few hours,
And then you're
gonna
gonna be
get
tired.
hungry. You're going to get
Yeah.
cold and wet, just like the guy behind the camera.
Yeah.
All right, gang, we're back. That was a really good, productive day. It was nice getting out with fellow prospectors up there in North Georgia. We were on the Yahoola Creek at the park, so we couldn't use sluices or anything like that. It's panning only. So we're doing a lot of production pan. So I brought back a half a bucket of concentrates, pseudo concentrates, okay? And this is material that I'm not going to demagnetize, but I am going to run it through the prototype sluice, which is called the V sluice or V Ridge mat. I can talk about it now. And it's different. It'll look similar to some of you, to other matting, but it's vastly different in design, in the technology behind it. And I'm really liking what I'm seeing with this new riffle system, as opposed to other Hungarian style riffles and even Dream Mat. And I've been a big proponent of Dream Mat for a long time, but I'm really liking what I'm seeing with the V Ridge riffle system. So I did bring back a half a 5-gallon bucket of, it's classified material, but it's not, I'm not going to demagnetize it. I'm not going to do any, I'm going to run it just as if we were classifying material at the riverside or creekside. So it'll have all the magnetics in it just like it would. Okay, I'm curious to see how well it handles that material, how it loads up, how it clears, how it collects. So we're going to do that. I am drying out, I did dry out the cons from yesterday, which is, and we're going to demagnetize this part of it. Okay, this is what we're down to. 5-gallon bucket we have to run, but you saw me running it through the mini high banker. I was using it as a recirculating cleanup sluice. Okay, so this is, and Aron showed in his live stream, he did just a quick pan back to see what kind of gold I had. I'm going to do it my way here in the garage, as we do. I like looking at the material, and not everybody would want to go through the extremes that I go through with doing it this way. This is just the way I like to do it. So we're going to demagnetize it. We're going to kitchen strainer classify it, demagnetize it down, and we're going to pan it out. I'll only have to pan this out. So we'll do that, and we'll clean it up, and we'll see what we got. We'll do a weigh of the gold we got in that. But then the second part of this is I'm going to run the V Ridge sluice with the unclassified material. All right, gang, here we go. So this is the prototype sluice that I was running in my last video. And this is not going to be a production piece. This is simply made as a prototype for me to use to try out in different environments under different settings. To give you an idea, and I'm going to try to film this best I can under better light. But these ridges, you got higher ridges in here, and you can see the height of them, right? And then in between them, there's this ridge in between, but these smaller ridges are at a V with a very deep ridge in the middle, these right here on each side of here. But notice the spacing on everything is equal all the way down. And what essentially this does is called disruptive oscillation. And the capture rate, now you got to understand something. There's my hand next to it. This is only 11 inches long. But the way this works and the way this captures is like this would be 2, 3, 4 times longer on a normal sluice. And if you ever see anybody running sluices, and they're always running these really long attached sluices, is so that way they don't have to clean up so often, because when the first cells fill up, it slowly fills up, down and down it goes. Well, you don't have to do that with a riffle system like this. It cleans out even the heavy magnetics, it cleans out. And I could have ran multiple buckets without having to clean this out, which is pretty remarkable to me, because cleanup, you know, it takes time out of your process to clean it up. But there is going to be a mat made of this. I'm hoping to get a mat made for both my high banker and my sluice, or just my sluice. And if I get I'm working on a different high banker setup anyway, but I'm hoping to get a mat made of this 6x16. There is talk about having this riffle system thermoformed into a sluice. This is just printed again. This is for purposes of nothing more than me prototyping, and there's a little V mat in the front. But as a cleanup sluice, as a lightweight sluice to go with the Recon, I ran it slow, I ran it fast. I had no losses whatsoever running it either way, and I had a catch pan underneath. I love it, man. This riffle system is what's turned me into a believer on disruptive oscillation. And when you see that material exchanging and how that is running through there, it's pretty incredible. Very, very incredible. But anyway, guys, I wanted to show you that. This is called V-Ridge. V as in Victor, V-Ridge mat. And it's not out yet. I was given the okay and the green light to show it and to talk about it. I can't give you the details on disruptive oscillation, even though I know the details and formula of that. But yeah, I'm a believer. You guys can kind of see that. I mean, it's pretty substantial how much is in just that. Yeah. Hey gang, Yahoola Creek. I may have to increase the speed on this, pitch, angle. Probably get some water in there. Oh yeah, I loaded that too much. I just want to see how it's running down through here. It's not 1 second per foot clear, but it's clearing nicely. I just fed it too hard, but that cleared really nicely. Guys, I am a quarter bucket through and it's cleaning beautifully. Black sand, magnetics and all. I would have had to have cleaned out a couple times already. Trying to do that with any other type of riffle system. So that's pretty incredible. All right, guys, so I changed the angle up a couple more degrees. I'm running it at about 45 now. Again, we're just testing the V-Ridge ripple in different combinations. Again, this is only classified, but it's not demagnetized or anything. I have yet to clean this out. My goal with doing this, and of course this is a controlled environment, being in a stream is not a controlled environment, but I'm trying to see how far I can take this before I have to clean out. So far it's beat everything I've used, everything. So having this style of riffle in a high banker is pretty incredible. You know, in a dredge, high banker, a sluice, I mean, not having to clean out so much is less work and less time consuming things that you got to do, and it gives you more time to run material. And that's you know, that's the name of the game. So guys, what I want to show you when something's not demagnetized, right? You're not going to do this at the creek. You're going to be throwing material through this without demagnetizing it. But I just wanted to show you an example of what not being demagnetized looks like when it goes to a sluice. And this happens for any sluice, mat, or any riffle system. But what you'll see right here, I overloaded it on purpose. What I want you to see is this is taking very long time to run through. It's peeling away on the sides. We got more water flow on the sides, yeah. So we got good exchange, you know, all the way through. But you see how I overloaded this on purpose. But you see how slow it's coming off the slick plate before being fed. This would be perfect if I didn't have the V in here and we had an even water flow coming down through it. So gang, I think we have gold right up in here. It hasn't reached the mat yet, but I'm seeing what looks to be just a little bit of fine gold there. The way the cells are designed evenly instead of having multiple different cells. But it's called disruptive oscillation is where you're getting the separation, why it's stripping down so well the lights from the heavies, but also the gold capture rate. So disruptive oscillation is what that's called. Great example of disruptive oscillation, guys, when it comes to riffle systems. Now, again, you're going to see more material in the middle because we don't have even water flow as if we had in a stream. But you can see the channels in between here where we do have good water flow is not locked up by the heavy magnetics that other mats fail. So I could continue running this. Now we have a speck of gold here in the V mat, and I think we got a tiny little speck right here, but that's a decent flake in the V mat speck right here, and we haven't even gotten into the rest of this. So this mat that I used that came with this mat right here that came with the little high banker that I have, you see there's already gold loss and we haven't even checked this. I always felt for my material in my area that this never really exchanged very well. It would load up and then I felt it stopped working. And what do you think of it? What do you think of it? Well, there's our cons, guys. I ran that whole half bucket. I re-ran it. Remember, we ran it through the little high banker as a cleanup sluice. But we know we know that the high banker mat that I had in there, it lost gold because we saw gold in the V-rib in the sluice. How much it lost, I don't know, but I know we lost. So the V-Ridge mat, it ran absolutely beautiful, as it does in disruptive oscillation at its finest, guys, and I'm a firm believer. Not a lot. There wasn't a lot in there. This guys, but just give you guys a kind of a pixie poo in there. The water's too dirty for me to run the miller table, but I wanted to give you guys a look anyway. Not terrible. All right, there we go, guys. We got her all cleaned up. Hell of a run. It was a really good, it's really good to get out in different areas, even though if you don't get something that's 100%, and you're not getting like a lot of gold, it's not necessarily about that. Sometimes it's really good just to get somewhere and play around with different material, and it makes you a better prospector, a better miner when you're going to different areas instead of the same area, because you know the lost gold mine site I go to doesn't have quite the magnetics that Yahoola Creek does. Yahoola Creek, you see the magnetics I'm pulling out of that. It's an insane amount of magnetics. So vastly different material. A correction on my last video, and I had some comments about this. The 1 second per foot rule, or what I mean by clearing in 1 second, is 1 second per foot, depending on the material. Okay, material matters. You know, there's a lot of things that matter, but in general, you're looking to clear in 1 second per foot. Not, you know, necessarily, you know, if you have a 20-foot long sluice, of course, it ain't going to clear in a second, but it's 1 second per foot rule. And that seems to be the rule that I knew before learning that, because I kind of had that in my head already just from my experience. But I just wanted to clarify that. Power boxes are still being built, still creating them, still making them. There's an email link in the descriptions if anybody's interested in one of those. Probably going to go back to the Lost Mine site again, because I definitely want to keep running this. And I like it. I love the Recon. The Recon, without a doubt, is just a fascinating piece of equipment that a scalable miner, one-man show can run, and run a lot of material. I was running this in clearing material as fast as a Recon when I was running this fast. That's pretty impressive. I couldn't do that with any other kind of sluice or matting. To run a sluice and to be able to clear material and run it for as long as I could run it. I could have kept running it without ever having to clean it. I mean, it was just clearing out beautifully. That's pretty massive. And you saw that video when I did the, when I first started using it. It's impressive, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. And you know, I'm not a shill for anything. And I mean, this, you can't even buy this. You can't get this anywhere yet. This riffle system, it's got a patent on it. It's already patented. So, you know, nobody can copy it. And it looks similar to what's out there. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna do another video on matting in my own take on matting. And I just want to explain to you guys too, one thing also, I don't have all the answers for all the questions, okay? I don't want you guys to think that what I'm saying is gospel. Everybody has their own way of doing things. And if I say I'm getting no losses, I'm not getting any losses. There's the type of people who can use a piece of equipment because they know it works. But then there's somebody like me who I know how it works. And if I don't know how it works, I want to know how it works versus just using something because I know it works. You follow me? I hope that makes sense to some of you guys. So, but I am going to do a new video on the different matting and the different riffle systems and break that down for you, because I'm starting to change how I'm thinking. And I kind of want to clue you guys in on that so you understand why the change is coming and why I'm changing and the reasonings behind that. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching the videos. I appreciate you liking, subscribing. Of course, Crazy Train here, she always appreciates the support too. You know, she's my shadow. She's always with me, always with us. But anyway, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.